Alright guys, I'm not gonna lie, this is probably about the 6th take I've had on this video. Hopefully this one turns out. What is up, Rams house, and welcome back into a brand new video. Today, as you read by the title, we're going to be talking about Ernest Jones and Bobby Wagner, aka the most exciting linebacker duo heading into the 2022 NFL season. There's no bias there, right? But in all seriousness, ever since we made the acquisition of Bobby Wagner, I've been so excited, losing sleep over what that duo is going to look like for the Rams. I'm so excited to see what those two are going to accomplish together and how much they're going to elevate this Rams defense. There's so much fun to talk about when you're talking about these two linebackers. So without further ado, let's head into the video. So first off, let's just revisit what Ernest Jones does well, since it's been a little bit since we've seen him play. So going back into the draft process, a big reason why the LA Rams drafted Ernest Jones is because of his leadership. Les Snead said that he believes that Ernest Jones is the best leader out of all of the 2021 draft prospects. Yeah, I would say that's a compliment. And here are some clips talking about how Ernest Jones is such a good leader and always hungry to be that leader of the defense.
Always the guy that wanted to make the calls, the guy that wanted to be the owner of the whole thing. It didn't matter who you asked in the building. Like, Ernest was the most passionate. He was a guy that took ownership of the defense early on in his career.
Fuller, have you told him that you're coming for his green dot yet?
Ooh, I haven't, but he needs to know.
Because that's different for you, right?
It's different.
To be in that huddle and not be...
Biggest pet peeve of mine.
Really?
I love being the one that talks and calls the plays. But I'm going to get it.
I was going to say, what's it like playing without that responsibility? Does it lighten your load at all?
Well, even though he does call the plays, I'll still echo it and try to, do some things and kind of beat him to it sometimes. So, but I just, get the call from him and whatever, just repeat it after him.
All right, now let's talk about the big hits, the tackles. That is another thing that Ernest Jones does so well. Well, first off, statistically, let's talk about the tackles. Ernest Jones led the South Carolina Gamecocks in tackles in 2019 with 97, in 2020 with 86. Another stat is that, according to Pro Football Focus, Ernest Jones graded out as 28th best tackling linebacker in all of college football. That may sound like, average or whatnot, but it is actually pretty dang good, especially at where we drafted him. And this is what Ernest Jones has to say about his drive for the tackles.
I always take pride in just being the first to the ball, just making the most tackles that come my way and the ones that don't come my way. So I just think just taking pride in it.
Numerous Rams scouts were praising how instinctive Ernest Jones was and that he was gifted with the ability of being such an instinctive linebacker.
But you weren't drafted because of your 40 time, but you were drafted because of something that they say is a GPS tracker, that you've got that in your internal makeup.
Right. I mean, I've always said I've been blessed. I don't know, the ball, I'm just able to find it. I'm always able to, just be around it and navigate my way through places to get to the ball. So I've always said I'm just blessed.
He played 15 games and started 7 games, having 2 interceptions, 61 tackles combined, 1 sack, and 4 pass deflections. One of the sacks coming in the Super Bowl and another pass deflection coming in the Super Bowl as well. That's pretty good stats for a rookie linebacker that we found in the 3rd round. So yeah, Ernest Jones is a sure tackler that will rack up the tackles, takes pride in being the first one to the football, an amazing leader who wants to have the green dot on and calling the plays, being that leader of the defense, and is an instinctual linebacker who can also make some interceptions. I mean, that sounds pretty good to me. Alright, now let's talk about the new addition of Bobby Wagner, the future Hall of Famer Bobby Wagner. Yeah, I hope that stings a little bit, Seahawks fans. The Rams have added yet another Hall of Famer to their defense. Yeah, that feels pretty good. So Bobby Wagner is the NFL's tackle leader, racking up 1,383 career tackles, beating the person in second by 161 tackles. That's pretty good. He is a 6-time Pro Bowler, so he's obviously established at what he does. His peers recognize that. Adding to a defense which is full of Pro Bowlers, and we're not even talking about the offense here. This is one of my most favorite stats about Bobby Wagner that I learned this offseason, and makes me excited as a Rams fan, as a fan who saw a bunch of missed tackles in the last few seasons. Wagner has a 5.9 career missed tackle rate, only missing 14 tackles out of his 184 attempts, which, if you do the math, gives him 170 tackles last year, which was his career high. Now, if you compare Wagner's 5.9% missed tackle rate to Troy Reeder, who was one of our starting linebackers last year, Troy Reeder had a 14.2% missed tackle rate, so that's a pretty big difference. One of Wagner's biggest traits is stopping the run. He's great at getting to the line of scrimmage and stopping the run before it can even get that far. He's seen it all in the league, and he's been able to see the different concepts and the evolution of the NFL, and so he's caught up to speed, and he's able to see things pre-play, identify them, and stop the play before they can even get anywhere. And obviously he is a veteran leader, not only to a guy like Ernest Jones, but to our entire defense, who brings a talent to our linebacker position that we haven't seen in quite some time. Wagner started 16 games last year, had 1 interception, 170 tackles, 1 sack, 7 tackles for loss, 5 pass deflections. I cannot tell you how excited I am to see Bobby Wagner and Ernest Jones on the field at the same time, manning it down at that linebacker position, while seeing Aaron Donald terrorize offensive linemen, while seeing Leonard Floyd get around the edge and terrorize quarterbacks, and seeing Jalen Ramsey lock down your favorite wide receiver. Bobby Wagner and Ernest Jones are going to be huge difference makers to this team, and I'm really glad we made that Bobby Wagner addition, because I think this duo is going to be extremely fun to watch. We're going to see so much progression between a linebacker who is already really good in Ernest Jones, put up a great year in his rookie season, will have another year under his belt, another camp under his belt, while also being developed by a guy like Bobby Wagner, getting able to play at the same time as him, and Wagner showing him the ropes on what it's like to be a Hall of Fame linebacker. And man, I'm just happy that we are Rams fans and we are able to watch this and have fun with it and not have to face this scary defense heading into 2022. Let me know your thoughts down below. And the new comment question for today is, what was your favorite childhood candy? Let me know down below. But yeah, guys, that one's going to do it for me. Thank you for stopping in. Please hit the like button. It really does help me out. You guys have an amazing day. Horns up and God bless.